Welcome to Not So New News. Come along with us as we continue to discover an Appalachian time gone by. Today's article comes from the town of Whitesburg and appeared in Letcher County's oldest newspaper, the Mountain Eagle. Volume 2, Number 16, dated December 17, 1908. Page 1 is not named and continued in today's reading. U.S. Marshal's Sale. By virtue of execution number 619, directed to me, which issued from the clerk's office of the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Kentucky in favor of the United States of America. Plaintiff against Jim Banks, defendant for $1,179.27. I, or one of my deputies, will on Monday, January 4th, 1909, between the hours of 1 and 3 p.m. at the courthouse door in Whitesburg, Letcher County, Kentucky, expose to public sale to the highest bidder the following property, or so much thereof, as may be necessary to satisfy plaintiff's debt, interest, and costs, to wit, a certain tract of land in county of Letcher, state of Kentucky, on Bee Tree Fork of Smoot Creek, of North Fork of Kentucky River, beginning at a stake in the branch at a point where the conditional line between James Banks and William Banks crosses Bee Tree Fork, thence running up with the meanders of the said branch to the fence at said Jim Banks's house, thence on up the general direction of said branch, with the fence that runs up to the right of said branch and to the left of the public road, going up said branch to the top of the mountain, to said Jim Banks's outside line, where the road crosses said mountain. Thence back around with the top of said mountain, and with the said Jim Banks's outside line on the right-hand side of the branch, going up to William Banks's land, thence down the hill towards said Bee Tree Fork, and with said conditional line between said Jim Banks and William Banks to the beginning, and being all the entire interest of the heirs of Harrison Banks, deceased, they having conveyed same to James Banks by deed dated April 26, 1890, and recorded in Deed Book L, page 499, Letcher County Court Clerk's Office. For more specific description, see said record. Levied upon his property of Jim Banks, sale will be made for cash in hand. Witness our hands this 7th day of September, 1908. By F. M. Blair, Deputy U.S. Marshal. S. G. Sharp, U.S. Marshal. Come on, candidates. You candidates what want to be elected had better announce in the Eagle what fur you are running. It'll cost you $5, same now as later. Love, your mother. Dear Editor, I desire space to say some things to the boys and girls of our country in regard to their mothers. I have seen so many boys mistreating their mothers in one way or another that I come to the aid of those kind, good-hearted, God-bless offsprings of Adam's ribs. Young men, love your mothers, they to whom you owe your existence, who cherish you in sorrow and trouble, and don't forget your every joy. I have often been impressed with what is related of an Indian youth who was asked, if he were rowing his wife and mother in the same boat across a dangerous stream, and one had to be lost, which one would he save? He replied, quote, my mother, for a man can have another wife, but he can never have but one mother, unquote. Hannah, the mother of the prophet Samuel, not only had a son serving God in his house, but she lived to see that son become one of the most illustrious men, the last and best judge of Israel for 20 years, the most honored of all the prophets, and the maker of kings. He became a great author, having composed the Book of Ruth, one of the most charming productions of the ages, while thousands of earth's population have been honored with his name, and have delighted to wear it. Hannah was also blessed in that she had other sons and daughters to cheer her old age. When at the pinnacle of greatness, Samuel never forgot his mother. No truly great man ever does. Look for a moment at James A. Garfield, how he made his way from a log hut to the White House. In his boyhood, he was supported and encouraged by the manual labor of his dear old mother. When inaugurated President of the United States, that dear old mother sat by his side, and after delivering his inaugural address and taking the oath of office, forgetting all else and turning aside from ex-presidents, judges of the Supreme Court, senators, representatives of foreign courts, and for the moment, forgetting the wife of his bosom, he first of all embraced his mother, and imprinted a kiss of affection on her wrinkled cheek, for he had known the worth of a mother. George Washington, the greatest man the United States has ever produced, said that all that he was in the world, he owed it to his mother. How many of us would give a world for a glimpse of our mother, as we saw them in our childhood, and with Elizabeth Akers Allen exclaimed, "Backward, turn backward, O time in your flight. Make me a child again, just for tonight. Mother, come back from the echoless shore. Take me again to your heart as of yore. Smooth the few silver threads out of my hair. Over my slumber your loving watch keep. Rock me to sleep, mother, rock me to sleep." Young men, take these lines to the inner chambers of your hearts, and love and honor and cherish the kind mother who danced you on her knees and sang sweet lullabies to you. Archie C. Kraft. See Lewis Brothers' big ad and do your Christmas shopping at their big store. This concludes today's reading of Part 2 of Page 1 of the December 17th, 1908 Mountain Eagle. We at Kentucky Tennessee Living would like to thank you for your continued support as we bring to you the history of the Appalachian Mountains.